All right, so here's my take on Justice League issue 59 by Brian Michael Bendis and David Marquez. Overall, I enjoyed the issue. It wasn't bad at all. I hear some people griping about it, how it was awful, and I hear other people saying it was like the best thing they've read since sliced bread. Truth be told, it's okay. It's an okay superhero comic. It was fun. It had some action, some adventure, some jokes. Overall, the issue was pretty good. The only thing I found dragging a bit was the dialogue. Sometimes Brian Michael Bendis just falls in love with his own dialogue. It just seemed a bit much at times. But then in comparison, I might be like, compared to what he's done before, like his dialogue isn't that bad. Like there's certain issues from Daredevil back in the day where it was just dialogue upon dialogue upon dialogue, page after page after page, and like 3 pages worth of dialogue could have been condensed in a half a page to a page, and you could have gotten the same point across. This is nowhere near that bad, but I just found at times I felt he could have cut back in the dialogue a bit, and he could have also just been a little bit smarter with his dialogue. And Green Arrow just kind of comes off as a bit of an idiot in this issue. That being said, I think Brian Michael Bendis is the perfect person to be writing Green Arrow. I think his skill set is, very well set for a character like Green Arrow. I just felt Ollie just came off a little bit dumb in his perspective that they need to be doing more. Like the Justice League already does more than anybody else can ever do. And of course you have Ollie coming down as the basically he's the trope of the far left liberal, right? So he's always got to be the far left liberal. You can't be an intelligent liberal. He's got to be like a stereotypical far left liberal. And of course he comes off as a bit of an idiot in this issue. Like, oh, we need to be doing more. Of course Superman and needing to impress everybody is like, yes, I agree, we should be doing more. And everybody else is kind of looking at them like, whoa, we do a lot, and we do more than what anybody else does, and granted we will do what we can, but how much more do you think we can do? And then of course their answer to that is we need to expand the roster, and it was just a cheap ploy to say, hey readers, we're bringing in new characters you may not have seen before, we're gonna have new voices on this team, which is fine. I don't mind a shakeup. Bendis kind of did that years ago when he did New Avengers, and it was honestly what Avengers needed at the time. It was a big shakeup that added Spider-Man and Wolverine to the roster with a few other characters like Spider-Woman and Luke Cage, Sentry. I think Ronan was there for a bit, and of course Ronan is Echo. Originally it was supposed to be Daredevil, but then people figured out it was Daredevil, and Bendis changed it so nobody could figure out who Ronan was actually going to be, which in my opinion I think it suffered from that. He should have just bit his lip, sucked it up that people figured it out beforehand, and just kept it as Daredevil as the 8th member, because the book would have probably been better long term for it, because Echo as a character is okay. She kind of just runs her course after a bit. She's not as dynamic as say like Black Widow or Scarlet Witch or Spider-Woman or Captain Marvel. She's kind of a just there and gone kind of character. So it was like, yeah, you really lucked out in the draft when you chose Echo over Daredevil. But that being said, getting back to Justice League, yeah, it's a decent start. I'm looking forward to where this is going. I really enjoy David Marquez's art. And I'm willing to give Bendis a pass and see where he goes with this. I reserve full judgment on a storyline until the arc is over. I don't judge an actual storyline by any particular issue. So after the first 5 or 6 issues are done and the storyline wraps, then I'll give like a bigger, broader perspective I thought of his first arc. But as for first issues goes, it wasn't that bad. It's a decent start. And the backup issue, my only complaint about the backup issue, which was 10 issues, it was by Ram V, and I forget who the artist was, Zermenko. I actually enjoyed it. My only complaint was it was 10 pages. I felt like the Justice League Dark backup story should have been a full issue. I understand what they're doing with it right now. They're trying to build interest again for Justice League Dark by having it appear as a backup story during Bendis's first arc before they try spinning it out again in its own series. And I get it. They're trying to build an audience, trying to build interest, and it's an interesting way. But I think for the story that it seems Ranvy's writing, it would be better served if they just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and just launched the series as an ongoing, or like a full issue ongoing from the get-go. But I'm willing to sit through it. It's probably going to be like 3 issues worth of stories spread over 6 issues because they're only doing 10-page backup stories. But I honestly have to say I found, and I'm not saying like the main story was bad, but I just found the 10-issue backup story far more interesting than the actual main issue by Bendis and Marquez. And that's why I'm saying I feel like it should just be an ongoing from the get-go instead of doing this wait and see game. But that being said, I am actually looking forward to the next issue, and I will be talking about that when it hits. All right, folks, I will see you later.